I would like to know what the basis is to allow somebody to occupy the Speaker's office who comes in second place 10 straight times.
But my message to my Republican colleagues and to Speaker McCarthy today is simple. Do your job. Do your job. Pay our bills on time. Stop messing around with the debt ceiling and do your job.
The House of Representatives censures Adam Schiff. The House will be in order. The yeas are 213 and the nays are 209. With 6 answering present, the resolution adopted. Without objection, the motion to consider is laid on the table.
What Republicans are doing right now is playing stupid games. They are not actually negotiating. They are holding every American hostage while they threatened to wipe out people's savings, take away millions of jobs, and plunge the world economy into depression. If you are not worried about your country's Speaker McCarthy, maybe you can at least care about your own constituents.
Madam Clerk, I rise to nominate the gentleman from California, Mr. Kevin McCarthy, for Speaker of the House.
The gentleman is recognized.
Today, I'm rising to nominate Byron Donalds for Speaker of the House of Representatives.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 201. The Honorable Byron Donalds of the state of Florida has received 20.
Madam Speaker, I rise to nominate Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House.
The gentleman is recognized. The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 201.
I rise today to nominate Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the People's House.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 201.
I rise to nominate Kevin McCarthy, Speaker of the House.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 201.
At the direction of the Republican Conference, I advance the name of Kevin McCarthy very proudly as the next Speaker of the House.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 201.
I advance the name of Kevin McCarthy as the next Speaker of the House for the 118th Congress.
I rise to nominate Kevin Hern of Oklahoma for Speaker of the House. It's as simple as that, folks. Let's start getting somewhere with this. Realize the facts. Kevin McCarthy does not have the votes.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 200.
To nominate Kevin McCarthy for Speaker of the House.
And so I rise to nominate Donald Trump for the position of Speaker of the House.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 200. The Honorable Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 1.
Madam Clerk, I rise to nominate Kevin McCarthy for Speaker of the House.
We trust Jim Jordan. I nominate him, and I'm going to vote for him.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has received 213.
I rise on behalf of the Republican Party to nominate Kevin McCarthy.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California has 214. Having received the majority of the votes cast, a speaker has not been elected.
In 42 days, a united Republican House takes control. In 42 days, we end one-party Democrat rule in Washington. A new House, Republicans will work to stop Joe Biden's assault on our laws, our borders, and our border agents.
Kevin McCarthy's at the border. And the question that we have for Kevin McCarthy, who's soon to be Speaker McCarthy, what is his plan? What is he doing to help the situation that we're seeing? What is his plan? He goes down there and he does a political stunt, like many Republicans do, that we have seen them do, but he actually is not putting forth a plan to help us, deal with an issue that we're all seeing, that you all are reporting. McCarthy has no plan. The Republican Party has no plan. They do nothing except do political stunts.
The CCP is already infiltrating our culture, our farmland, our skies, but the D.C. City Council will let them infiltrate our ballot boxes. There have been 65 carjackings in Washington, D.C. just this year alone. That is more than one every single day.
He joins the chorus denouncing crime in Washington, D.C., which is suddenly of concern to them. I had not heard them mention that before. Well, it turns out that Bakersfield, California, has one of the highest crime rates in America, recently described as one of the top 10 deadliest cities in America for its size, and its crime rate is higher than that of Washington, D.C. And yet, we're going to take this opportunity to kick around the people of Washington, D.C. Why? Because they're vulnerable, because they don't have voting representation in the House, and they have no voting representation or voice in the U.S. Senate. That's a scandal from the standpoint of democracy. My friends across the aisle want to spend this week instead superintending and reviewing the bills that are being passed by the D.C. City Council for 713,000 American citizens who live in Washington, D.C. Yesterday it was about voting rights, and today it's about criminal justice reform, and I'm sure down the road, just as in the past, it's going to be their gun safety laws, and it's going to be their laws allowing for Medicaid-funded abortions for poor women, and then they'll go after their LGBTQ laws, and so on. There will be a parade of attacks on local democratic self-government in Washington, D.C.
Let me begin by saying I can't imagine anyone ever thinking of using the debt ceiling as a negotiation wedge. It's a very, very sacred thing in our country, the debt ceiling. We can never play with it. Mr. Chairman, that may sound familiar because it's the words of former President Donald Trump in 2019, who acknowledged that then Speaker Pelosi and Leader Schumer agreed not to use the debt limit as a weapon. In case anyone forgot, Democrats behaved responsibly and kept our word. Now, 4 years later, House Republicans have not hesitated to use the debt ceiling as a political cudgel. This is extortion. If Democrats don't give Speaker McCarthy everything he wants, Republicans want to literally push the entire economy off a cliff. Speaker McCarthy promised a more open, transparent, and regular process, yet on a major consequential bill like this, we get none of those things. Maybe that's why we're moving so fast. Maybe Speaker McCarthy doesn't want people to realize what's in this bill. And I don't blame him. This is a ransom note to the American people that makes devastating, draconian cuts to programs that help the poor, the hungry, the sick, and the vulnerable, children, seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities.